Hey guys, Lazy here. So you wanna know how I farm an actual mage bot without losing my mind? Well, for the past few weeks, I've been running this super chill eldritch altar farming strategy that has not only funded my characters, but also get me a mage bot as you can see here. And I'm showing you how to do it in this video. This is a budget approach to farming T16 in modern map that is profitable and also self-sustainable. So if you're looking for new strategies, stick around and I will show you how I have been making pretty good currencies with this eldritch altar farming. It's been a while since I have done a farming strategy video, and in this one I'll be running 50 maps focusing on eldritch altar farming, and the core of the strategy is stacking monster pack size, clicking on the altars for more quantities, and farming T16 A-modded and T17 maps. And we are target farming T16 A-modded map because we'll be killing a tons of magic mobs, especially the magic eldritch packs and natural spawning monster from shrines and rituals. These are premium monsters and they drop really good loot. If you scry a good div card onto the map, you also have a good chance that it will drop too. I got myself a few Fire of the Unknown Origins because I scried the resident maps card div card over, and those are worth more than 10 divine per pop. Adding T17 maps to the loopholes and you will have yourself a very nice and solid loot, and the natural monster that spawn in the map also drops a variety of loots from all the way, from the omens of connections, currency like raw divine, vital box, and they all add up pretty nicely. The altar give you grand eldritch ichor and it's pretty good. It adds up over time. Overall, there's jackpot drops in the form of div card, divine altar, consistent drops in the form of maps currency. So this is a nice and relaxed strategy where you can start with low investment and don't actually lose money when you're running this. I don't expect this to be some crazy profit strategies, but it is mid to low budget investment. It is easy to run and it's a good way to chill and farm. You also get a decent amount of raw currencies, and the T16 and modern map themselves are pretty easy to sell. Beside that, you can use this strategy to farm and self-sustain as well, because you will over-sustain the T16 and modern maps, and you can also give the maps to the King's March mapper and they give you pretty good loot in return as well. Let's talk about our idol setup first. The target here is very simple. The main goal is to get pack size for eldritch altar monster, 4 shrines and 4 rituals on every maps. Then a few more things, but first up, we are running 4 conquer idols, and on each of them we'll need to have the monster packs influenced by either wall in your maps have increased pack size. This is the bulk of our strategies, and we can easily get this number to over 100% pack size with 4 conquer idols. It is great and it scales really well because we'll add 2 scarabs that will scale the magic pack size for that monster as well. Beside that, we're looking to add your maps contain 2 additional shrines on 2 of the conquer idols, and that would add 4 shrines total in your maps. And then on one of them, you want shrines in your maps are guarded by at least 1 magic packs. And the key here is getting 4 shrines in your maps, and on each of those shrines, we'll get 1 premium magic monster packs, and we'll be scaling that with the scarabs. And lastly, we'll take one with your maps with ritual altar. We'll always have 4 ritual altars, and this way we'll get another 4 ritual monster pack onto the map, and they are considered natural spawn, so they drop really good loots, and you can get omen of connections, and those are about 1 divine pop. And lastly, on the conquer idols, we want either chance for rituals or chance for beyond if possible. If you can also grab them on the small idol as well, so don't sweat it too much. Next, we'll want 1 burial idol with the increased chance to find either of war altars in your maps, and this will help us find more altars, so we won't have any map with 0 altars. On the burial idols, you can also grab the increased explicit modifiers on your map, and these are pretty strong as well because we are farming these strategies on T16 and modern maps. And lastly, for the minor idols, you have options to run 3 unique idols. Singular focus is there if you want to target farmer maps and self-sustain really well, but you self-sustain without it anyway, so it's up to you. If you're running singular focus, you will drop less T17 maps, so be aware of that. Eldritch Gaze is here because we are running either wall altars and we want to get a good rolls on the better upsize. And lastly, we'll run Endless Tide because I'm running Beyond and I do not want Beyond boss to spawn, as it will stop all the Beyond monsters from spawning. And the rest of the minor idols, the only thing you're really looking for is map that found have a chance to become 1 tier higher, and these stacks on top of the watchstone, so we are looking for 100% chance here. The other stats can be Beyond ritual chance or increased durations of shrines effects, which can be quite useful as well, and that should cover the idols for these strategies. Because we are farming altars, the ideal maps and layout for this kind of setup would be an open layout and boss rushable, because we won't touch the boss until you get the 28 out of 28 either wall progress, which will give you a screaming invitations. The recommended map for me would be Jungle Valley, because the boss doesn't spawn in the beginning, so you will never get boss altar, and this means you will get a lot of quant altar if possible. We will self-sustain any maps you want to run because of singular focus or even without it. Therefore, you can just start running this on any map and favor it to build up a map pools. Optionally, you can run this on map like Mesa, for example, because you can just run straight to the boss in the beginning, kill boss, but I will leave that decisions up to you. Personally, I don't kill the boss in Jungle Valley map because the whole gauntlet takes like 30 seconds or so for the boss to spawn. But for example, if you're running map like Mesa, you can definitely just kill the boss every time, and that means more map drops and more T17 maps in general, which is pretty nice. But yeah, for the map device setups, we are going with the domination craft on the map device for 3 more shrines, and therefore 3 more magic monster packs. Especially if you get shrine durations, this can be really strong because you now have a bunch of shrines for the whole map, because these maps are usually very short, and if you have a decent mapping build, you will get through them in about 2 minutes or so. For these scarabs and for our strategies in particular, we definitely want to have the cartography scarabs of escalation for more map drops in generals, and the cartography scarabs of corruptions, so all the map drops will be corrupted and modded maps. We'll also run 1 scarabs of monstrous lineage, and this way we'll boost our magic packs that spawn from the altars and the magic packs on the shrines to have more monsters. Adding the influencing scarabs of the horse to this, and we'll nearly double the pack size from our either wall monster packs. The last scarab I would say is flexible, and you have a few options here. I am currently running with the scarabs of Hunted Trader because the Hunted Trader themselves drop with loots, give good XP, and also make the map a bit easier because they will aggro the monster on the map. And this way I can run a squishiest build with headhunters, and you can, as you can see here, and you can also run the delirium scarabs of delusions in the slot as well, because it will give the daily layers to your map drops, and people are farming ghosted rope exile will pay a premium for these kind of maps. So that is more profit for you this way if you manage to sell them or if you want to farm them yourself. Here I'll quickly show you what the maps actually look like. Again, the strategy is very relaxing because it is not too hard to run. And actually, if you're running this on my totem build, you can run all altars mod and all map modifiers, so it's even more relaxing. The build you see in the background is a cast on crit auto loop build that I am currently experimenting. And it is pretty good for mapping in general. It helps me go through the map very fast, about 2 to 2.5 minutes. And yeah, so when you go through the map, the priority is to click on the altars, and obviously you pick the minion option if it gives you chance to drop divine orb, grand eldritch orb, or greater eldritch orb. And beside that, clicking on the quantity options or the map duplication chance would be best. And make sure that you do read the altar options, so if you do have a mob that will break your build, then you don't want to pick it. If you have a good mapping build, the strategies will be very relaxing to play. To play this efficiently, I would recommend you to go through the map as fast as you can, skipping any tanky monster, because what we are farming is actually the magic pack monster and the ritual monster. So we will self-sustain our maps, so just try to go through the map as fast as you can. This is because these Scarabs to run the strategies are very cheap as well. You self-sustaining maps, so you don't have to worry about anything. And if you see multiple altar in a row, try to look at all of them first, because if one of them, for example, have a divine drop chance, then the following altar will spawn the eldritch monster that will drop divine orb, and therefore maximizing your profits. Because we are killing a lot of magic monster and monster in the map in general, and we are going through the map very fast, if you can fit in a rarity flask in your build, then this strategy will also generate for you at least 10k gold per maps. So that is pretty much the map, and if you're running this on Jungle Valley like I do, make sure that you only touch the boss arena when you have 28 out of 28 progressions for the Screaming Invitations. And here's a quick highlight of my 50 maps, and I'll see you guys in the result and profit calculations. And now let's talk about the profit of this run. So overall it is very moderate, as I did not get any jackpot drops with this run. In my opinions, it still make decent amount of currency. So here's the wealthy Exile, and as you can see, I made about 36 divine orb in revenue. But the wealthy Exile is not entirely correct, so I'm not going to sell everything, and there's some filtering need to be done, like removing 4 divines from Simulacrum Splinter, because I'm not sure why this is priced at 3 chaos each, but it's definitely not. Also, for this run, I did not include any idols at all, and I put all of these idols in a dump tab for 60 chaos, 40 chaos, and just lower the price over time. So again, it is an underestimations, but I want to give you realistic pictures on the actual loots that we'll be getting. So I ended up with about 30 divines in revenue, which the majority of our loots actually come from map, not surprisingly. With the amount of ore we get, all these map will get feed to my map runners in King's March, and therefore the 5 chaos estimate per map is definitely undervalued, and not even calculating the fact that you're farming maps, so you will sell these map in bulk for premium at 10 to 15 chaos. So yeah, we'll just go with the wealthy Exile number to keep it simple. In my opinion, this is one of the under average runs, since I did not really get too many jackpot drops. But again, I've done hundreds of these maps and I've got a lot of the jackpot drops, so I guess it's average out. For the expense, arguably we only need to spend money on buying these scarabs and crafting the map device, because we self-sustain our own map. But let's put the price of each of these maps at 10 chaos each, and that's about 500 chaos spent on map in total. The 100 Trader Scarab is priced at 0.5 chaos per, so that's 25 chaos in total. A quick disclaimer that these Scarab price might fluctuate depending on the market, so your mileage might vary here. All in all, most of these Scarabs are pretty cheap anyway, so it's not going to be a problem. The Cartography Scarabs of Escalation is 1.5 chaos per, so that's 75 chaos. The Cartography Scarabs of Corruption is about 2.5 chaos per, and they have been becoming very cheap comparing to when I ran these earlier, so in total that's about 125 chaos. Influencing Scarabs of Horde is 1.5 chaos each, and that's about 75 chaos in total. And finally, we spent 50 chaos on the Scarab of Monstrous Lineage, because they are 1 chaos each. And then finally we spent 150 chaos on the map device because it is 3 chaos per map. All in all, our total expense is 1000 chaos, which is about 5.8 divine at the time of this recording. So our total profit comes out to be 26.2 divines. It is a respectable number because it takes me about 2.5 hours to run all these maps and at about 2.5 minutes per map on average, which is going to net me about 10 divine per hour casually running the strategies without any jackpot drops. I have gotten about 4 or 5 of the unknown origins div card from the strategy so far. And again, it's jackpot drops, so don't expect them, but if you want to run something casually, this is going to be a great strategy to do so. Just a quick update for you guys. I've been moving in right now and I'm fully prepared to play the PoE 2 launch. So I'll probably release 1 or 2 more videos, but I'm pretty much done with the league. There's a lot more build that I didn't get to play, which is kind of sad, but I will get back to my regular release schedule soon, and I'm fully locked in for PoE 2 league, so I just want you guys to know that. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next video.